Hey there, I'm Emma, a women's kettlebell coach and personal trainer, but if you just started following me, you probably already know that because I had a video that went viral where I said that I do not train men, and somehow 12,000 of you started following me after that, and I'm shook. Thank you so much for following me. 2024 was the year I said, I'm gonna become a YouTuber. I'm gonna learn how to make better content, I'm gonna invest in the equipment, spend the time, and I've been putting out videos regularly, but you kind of need an audience, and y'all gave me one. Thank you so much for being here and following me. So in honor of Women's History Month, and the fact that a video where I said I only serve women went so viral, I thought I would talk about it a little bit. I'll explain why I only work with women and celebrate us a little bit. So grab a matcha, let's chat. So in my story about why I only work with women now, which honestly isn't entirely true, I do have one male client and I think he watches this video. So if you're there, hello. In my story about why I primarily work with women now, I kind of need to go back and give you a little bit of my history with exercise and my journey to where I am today. So when I first started working out almost 10 years ago, I found myself super intimidated by the weight section. I didn't really want to be in an area with all of these guys sweating and huffing and puffing. I didn't know what to do, and the place I felt most comfortable was in a group fitness environment with a female coach who was really showing me what I needed to do with other women and feeling very supported. And it really felt like this super comfortable, safe community where I could just show up, exercise, and flourish. And that was a really special time in my life. And I don't know if I ever would have gotten into exercise or become a trainer if I hadn't had that really special, safe place early on in my exercise career. So once I started actually being a trainer, which was pretty soon after I got into exercise, I actually primarily trained men. And back then, I'll try to insert a picture here, I was quite the beefcake. I was really ripped, but pretty bulky because I was eating a lot and I was doing really crazy hypertrophy workouts. And I got a lot of men who hired me just based off of my appearance. And I think that they thought I could give them what they wanted because of how I looked. They usually fizzled out after a few months. Men did not make great clients. I didn't really get a lot of referrals out of them, and the more I was in the gym, the more women would come up to me and be interested in working with me and saying, oh, I really like what you're doing. You look like you're moving really well. I want to try that, this, that, and the other. And I would end up working with women that way. And then a few years into my fitness career, I started running what I still think is maybe the coolest thing I've ever done in my fitness career. They were these workouts that were free classes just for women. And it started out with just some of my friends who were other trainers and a few women I knew that were super strong and liked to work out. And we would meet up 2 nights a week for an entire summer. And the class ballooned to 30 people at one point. And they would show up in the Bronx and Brooklyn for class. And if you live in New York, that's crazy to get people to go to the Bronx and Brooklyn after work. What? So crazy. But we would meet up and we would do this awesome workout together, and we became so close and so accountable to each other, and we just loved the environment we had. And that was just this really amazing time in my career that always stuck with me. In 2018, I decided I was going to pursue fitness full-time. Until then, it had just been a side hustle. I ran those classes for free after work because fitness was something I loved, not something that I was doing as a career at that point. But when I decided to go full-time, I had a decision I had to make. I could go and work for a gym because I was a member at a couple gyms, and every gym I've been to has offered me a job saying, we have so many women who want trainers. If you work for us, we can fill your schedule immediately. And like, that's pretty appealing for somebody who's, coming out the gate, no client load, brand new into the world. And the reason they would say that was pretty clear to me. This is a combination of anecdotal stuff that I've seen, but I also looked up statistics as well. I researched that gym's clientele is over 50% women, but the majority of those women are working with personal trainers or taking group fitness classes. I think group fitness classes, it said, were like 78% female, but I mean, anecdotally, and I see a group fitness class at my gym now, I'd say it's like 95% women. There's just 1 or 2 older men in there. The people who want to work with trainers or take classes are women. More than 50% of the members are women, but less than 30% of the personal trainers are women. And there are some women who are more than happy to work with men, but over the years, almost every woman I speak to who's coming to me to hire me, I am a woman, so this makes sense, they say they want to work with a woman. There's huge demand for female personal trainers. So I had the opportunity to go work for a gym where I knew I'd have a full book of business because women wanted trainers, or I could go out on my own where I saw an opportunity to help even more women. Because while I could go help these women who were already going to a high-end gym, already had invested in that membership, had taken that step for themselves, I knew a lot more women who were afraid to even take that first step. And I wanted to meet those women where they were at, which was in their homes. I saw an opportunity to make small group programs for women who wanted to learn how to strength train, wanted to learn how to do it safely, were intimidated by group classes or had been burned by group classes because they ended up getting hurt at them in the past, and they wanted to learn how to use kettlebells, strength train, use their own body weight in a safe environment that they had access to on a regular basis. And that environment was home. So instead of going to work for a big gym, I decided I was gonna go out on my own and put all of my energy into being a one-on-one trainer for women, but also doing these women's small group classes where I could really meet women where they were at. I ended up building a program called She Beast, which is my 12-week course where women are able to use kettlebells in just their own body weight to really unlock their strength. Because the reality is we are stronger than we think we are, but most women don't give themselves an opportunity to actually see how strong they are. The only time they figure it out is when that fight or flight kicks in and you have to do something, some big feat of your own strength because, life happened and you have to deal with it yourself. I want women to know that they're that strong, to regularly practice that strength and feel the power that comes along with kettlebell training. So She Beast was born out of that, and it has been my sole professional mission to reach women who want to strength train, who want to discover that strength within them and do it through kettlebells. So if that's why you were here, thank you, because you are fulfilling my professional dream by listening to me talk about this. And if maybe you got excited by the sound of that program, if you want to learn how to use kettlebells and you want to master your own body weight and really discover that strength within you, book a call with me, especially if you're watching this video in real time. This program runs every quarter and we're going to start mid-April. So if you're watching this video between now and mid-April, book a call with me and learn more about the program. It's a really robust program. We do one-on-one sessions, group calls that really create that sense of community. You get on-demand workouts to do on your own from the comfort of your own home. And at the end of the program, you graduate feeling like, I know this. I know these skills. When I go into the gym, I know what I've got to do. I have skills, so I feel like I belong. I know what equipment I'm going to go and use, and it's just really easy to exercise on your own afterwards. So book a call with me if that seems like something you're interested in. I like to talk about it, see where you're at, make sure it's the right fit for you, and I'd love to have you join. So the reason I only work with women is not because men are uncoachable, because I hate men, because men are terrible, because I'm a bad trainer who doesn't know how to train men. These were all comments on that video, and they are not true. The reason I don't train men is because, as my husband says, I cannot boil the ocean. And as much as I'd love to help everyone, I think my time's best spent trying to help one group of people, and I want to help women be their strongest selves. And throughout the years, the more women I worked with, the more women I spoke to, I felt more vindicated in my goal of working with women, because I would hear all different stories, but the same common themes of, I'm too intimidated to go to the gym. I don't know what to do. I don't want to get hurt. I'm sick of feeling like I can't hold my kid. My arms get so tired from breastfeeding. When my son wants to be held and I have to walk for a while, I feel like I can't hold him and I'm letting him down. Like, there's all these things that as women, life demands of us. I mean, if you live in New York and you don't have a partner, or like you and your partner don't do everything together, if you want it has to come home in your hands, on your shoulders, or on your back. Like, we just need to be strong for our lives. And I want to be the person that helps women find that strength. So if you're still here, thank you so much for listening, coming along on my walk down memory lane as I explain to you why I only work with women. And it's not because I'm a man hater, it's because I love to empower women. So have a great day. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.